Welcome everybody. In this video we're going to discuss one-point perspective and how to draw a room. In this one we're going to draw a bedroom. Here's an example of a bedroom, and here's the drawing I'm going to do in this video. We're going to do it in one-point perspective. So first we have to choose a viewpoint. How do we want to see this room layout? So I created 3 boxes here as 3 thumbnail examples, and let's discuss 3 basic viewpoints. I'm going to bring a horizon line in there. I'm going to put a vanishing point on the left, right, and center. And I'm going to create a background wall for my room in each one, exactly consistently like in the middle of the drawing. Now let's see what happens on how the ceiling, walls, and floors look as I attach the angles of this rectangular wall to that vanishing point. I'm using the 4 corners here. This is going to show how it looks like your viewpoint is, or your perspective is, as this room is being viewed by the viewer. You'll notice the one on the left feels like you're on the left side of the room. The one in the center feels like you're in the middle of the room, and the one on the right feels like you're hugging the right side of the room. Choosing a viewpoint is a great idea to plan before you start a drawing. In this case, I'm going to do a center layout. So let's get on to the drawing. The first thing I want to do is just set up my paper and think about how big I want my drawing to be, and think about how much space I want to leave for the walls, and then I can start describing that back wall I want. In this case, it's going to be a lot wider than it is taller, and I'm going to put a dot pretty much in the center of that rectangle so it feels like an even eye level. That's called my vanishing point. I'm going to use that vanishing point and match up the corners of that rectangle. And as I hit all those edges, I basically separate and create a 3D space of 2 walls, a ceiling, and a floor. The next thing I want to do is think about one of my main components I want to add. I'm going to have a bed coming at us in this scene. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the headboard. And I don't have to think about perspective here. I just have to think about the height off the floor against the wall. So those are my feet. That's the width of my headboard. Now I have to think about the top of my mattress. And off of that, I can think about the angles of my mattress. Here I'm going to put in, for reference, a couple simple pillows so you can see them facing us. Now, get the right side of that mattress coming out and the left side. That's going to show that. Then I'm going to think about where the top of my mattress ends. So I'm going to use a parallel line to my headboard there. And then I'm going to drop 2 lines down vertically, and that's going to show the thickness of my mattress, about right there. So this is all kind of see-through. I'm going to use that guideline of the foot down on the left and right to help me match up where the feet are going to be in the front. That way they look like they're the same length. Now in the end, you won't even see the bottom of the headboard. So I'm going to erase out some things that I don't particularly need to look at anymore, but it helped me draw this bed. So there's a basic bed coming at you. I'm going to put in some details to show movement and curving of fabric. This helps it look less rigid and more like fabric is actually draped on that bed. The next step I'm going to do is, I didn't like how small my room felt after I made the bed. So I'm actually going to extend out that back wall by guiding it out more to the left. And I'm going to redo the wall angles there. So I'm not doing anything new other than pushing the wall out more and redoing it. So anytime you want to adjust something, you have a lot of room for play. Next thing I want to do is calculate a rectangle that's going to basically serve as the shape for my window. And this is just a standard window with some details in it. But I just want to make it the proper height and size on my wall. Do all the details you want in it. Here, again, you don't have to think about perspective because it's just something that's facing you, not going away from you. Now I'm going to put some baseboard in back there, and off those angles I can use, again, the vanishing point to shoot the baseboards from the walls that are coming at you out. Here, I'm going to put a couple hanging picture frames so I can just basically create a long rectangle, then break it up into a few different sections and erase, and I have 3 posters, picture frames, anything you want. What I'm also going to do over here is put a poster up. These things, when they're facing you, only need to be drawn flatly. Let's talk about things that are going to be drawn three-dimensionally now. I'm going to think about a box that I want to create here that sits out in front of the back wall, and it's going to become an end table. So right now it's basically a rectangle, and I'm going to put 3 sections, and it looks like the front of a cabinet, and I'm going to bring the edges of that box I made out and break it up three-dimensionally. Again, just like making a 3D box in standard one-point perspective drawing. If I want to create a lamp, I just got to think about the height, and again, draw that as I would normally draw a lamp in free sketching. Now on the right hand side over here, I'm actually going to create a area rug. So I create the front of the area rug by drawing a parallel horizontal line across, and then I guide the left side and the right side back to the vanishing point. I'm doing a little bit of a detailed border edge to it right there as well. Details are really fun to do, but creating big basic structure first is the most essential. The next step is I'm going to create some closet doors. So I'm going to draw the right side of my closet door as tall as I want on the ceiling, guide that line segment back. That creates the cross section of my door, and then I create the left side of the door right there. Now here's a special little trick. I'm going to erase away the baseboard. I'm going to create a frame right now that's just guided inside of that original frame I did create some architectural detail. Then if I put an X from corner to corner in that box, that gives me the dead center. Why is that good? Because now I can separate the 2 doors from my closet and make it perfectly set up. If I draw the lines up a little bit here on the door, it makes it look like the door is sunken in. I can put a simple handle, use the guideline back, and I have 2 doors right there. Architectural details could be like doing some slat lines to make it look like old wood. And there's my door. So again, any angle that goes away from you should be drawn going back to the vanishing point. Here I can put a little ottoman. It's going to be like a small cylinder-like shape. Lots of times you can free draw things to go. Here's a guitar I'm going to draw leaning up. So I can use my drawing skills here, just understanding space, how big I want something to be. And I don't really need to reference perspective drawing other than how an object freely could look in space. There you go. Here's another accessory I'm going to do. I'm going to do the front edge of a simple table, like that. And then I'm going to take every angle I can off the edges of that to create the top using the vanishing point. And then the bottom legs can be created by taking one leg in the front, guiding it back, and the one in the back, and that'll give me the areas where I can drop those back legs to as well. I'm going to put like an organization box, so I just draw a rectangle, take those 3 edges of the rectangle back to that vanishing point, and create a little organization box for myself on this simple table. One of the last things I'll do is I'll put some picture frames up on the wall. So draw a vertical line segment, and then the horizontal lines go back to the vanishing point, and those guidelines can support me to do additional forms of the same. That's how you create windows on an angle as well. So hey, happy drawing. This is how you get started by doing a simple concept. Good luck.